The Peloponnesian War, 431 to 404 BC, was one of the most intense and influential conflicts in the history of ancient Greece, marking a pivotal moment in the rivalry between Athens and Sparta. Athens had established itself as a naval and cultural powerhouse, leading the Delian League, which was originally formed to protect Greek states from Persia. Under the leadership of Pericles, Athens entered a golden age, known for its remarkable achievements in art, architecture, and philosophy. However, this growing dominance made other Greek states, especially Sparta, wary. Sparta led the Peloponnesian League, an alliance of land-based states that feared Athens' rising power. The tensions between the two city-states reached a breaking point when Sparta declared war on Athens in 431 BC. This conflict was driven by political and economic rivalries, but also by ideological differences. Athens was a democracy, while Sparta had a rigid oligarchic system focused on military strength. At the start of the war, Sparta repeatedly invaded Athenian territory, attempting to draw Athens into open land battles. However, Pericles developed a unique defensive strategy. Instead of confronting Sparta on land, he ordered the Athenians to retreat behind the city's formidable walls. They relied on their superior navy to launch attacks along the coast. This strategy avoided direct conflict with Sparta's fearsome army, but left the city crowded with refugees. Tragically, in 430 BC, a devastating plague broke out in Athens, spreading quickly due to the overcrowded conditions within the city. The plague wiped out nearly a third of the population, including Pericles himself, throwing Athens into chaos. Despite the toll the plague took on the city, Athens continued to resist Sparta's attacks, and the conflict dragged on without a clear victor. In 421 BC, both sides agreed to the Peace of Nicias, a temporary truce that would last only a few years. The fragile peace was shattered when Athens, in 415 BC, decided to embark on one of the most ambitious and disastrous military expeditions in its history, the Sicilian expedition. Athens hoped to expand its influence by conquering Syracuse, a powerful city-state on the island of Sicily. However, the campaign was a catastrophic failure. The Athenian forces were surrounded and their fleet was destroyed. The survivors were either killed or sold into slavery. This defeat left Athens weakened and demoralized, marking a major turning point in the war. Sparta took advantage of Athens' weakened state and, with financial support from Persia, began building a navy to challenge Athenian dominance at sea. Sparta also fortified Decilia, a strategic location near Athens, which allowed them to cut off the city's supply routes and harass its territory continuously. As Athens struggled to recover, Sparta gained more allies and support, shifting the balance of power in the war. In 405 BC, the decisive blow came at the Battle of Aegospotami, where the Spartan navy, under the command of Lysander, destroyed the last remnants of the Athenian fleet. This final defeat left Athens without the means to continue fighting. In 404 BC, Athens was forced to surrender. The city's empire crumbled, its long walls were torn down, and its navy was dismantled, effectively ending Athens' dominance in the Greek world. Although Sparta emerged victorious, the war had devastating consequences for all of Greece. The long years of conflict had drained the resources of many city-states and left Greece weakened and divided. Sparta's dominance was short-lived, and it struggled to maintain control over the Greek world. Within a few decades, Thebes would challenge Sparta's authority, and soon after, Philip II of Macedon would rise to power, uniting Greece under his rule. This paved the way for his son, Alexander the Great, to conquer much of the known world.